Off the Trevi Fountain. We're here on our first night, and what did you tell me this was, Monique, when you saw it?
I said this is our hotel. It's just the fountain outside of our hotel.
This is the fountain outside of our hotel. Yes, this is our hotel. The Boscolo, etc.
And there's our bellhop.
Where is he? Oh, he's hiding over there. So, right outside our hotel, that's our hotel. Right outside our hotel, right behind me, is some old-ass building, the Basilica. It looks Roman times-ish. You can see it back there. And in every direction you look, there's ruins. We're right in the middle of all the ruins. We're gonna go right behind us. Some of them is a video called The Planetario. It's actually, it's a completely ancient building in Roman times, and it says planetarium. I think it was a planetarium. Yeah, so bookstore, I guess, behind me. Do you notice anything about all these books at the bookstore? They're all English. This is the middle of Rome, and all the books are English. So we just got here in Rome, and as you can see behind me, there's just this amazing buildings. This one right here, that one right there, I can see from my window in the hotel. You can see from our window. But can somebody figure out what these buildings are? We're just here in Rome, we don't know anything about it, but there's a whole bunch of Latin text up there. You can see it. She doesn't like me doing all these talks, but I can't help it. Look at that building. Is that Zeus? I think that's Zeus. Right there. Wow. That's like 2,000 years old, I think. And right across the street. Oh, by the way, did they know we were going to pave these streets? Right across the street is another like bajillion-year-old building, 2,000 years old. And oh, just turn this way and look at there. Wow, that's incredible. All this stuff is so freaking right next to the hotel. Okay, so we are on our 8th different type of ATM. 8th different type of ATM to try to get euros out. And here's Monique. She's gonna try and get some euros. We're gonna see if euros come out of this ATM. I'm not gonna put that on camera. Oh, she's looking. She's going for, she's going for the big number, 250. And are we gonna get rejected yet again? Card not operational. What? What's happening? What's happening? Oh, we're gonna get money! Euros! Oh, no, euros. I want to see them. Why don't you show the euros? Show the euros to the pretty camera. Oh, flash those euros. Those are real euros. Those are our first euros. What about Cafe Rome? Yeah, we didn't go in because we don't want burgers. We want something actually good. So Monique's looking for some Italian food. It is just an incredibly beautiful night. That's a hotel behind us. It doesn't mean anything. Hotel Imperial. But the weather right now is absolutely... what would you say?
It's very, very mild. It's like 50-something degrees at night.
You can walk all night, right?
Yeah.
We could walk all night. And
What is that? There's a giant tunnel back there. It goes off into nowhere. We're just cruising around Rome at night. That's what we're doing. We're walking forever. And we're about to jump in a restaurant.
I had to put on gloves. It got too cold.
Well, crap. Bad news, guys. There's a little tour group here, but yeah, so what's going on here is, we didn't know about it, but the Trevi Fountain is broke. They're all restoring it. Look at everything they're doing. I mean, it's just in total disarray. And yeah, that's not going to be operating for quite a while, but look at the building. They light everything up here. They even have buildings that need to be lit up, but they aren't lit up. Look at that old building right there. That building's like 2,000 years old. I mean, all of these buildings. Cars drive everywhere here.
I mean, you're walking along these cobblestone streets. Oh, look, a smart car. Yeah, smart cars are everywhere. Jeez. And then we stumble on the, whatever this is. This is even bigger than anything we've seen before. It towers above us. Look at it. Look at it. It's... Do these things have a name? All right, let's actually try and figure this one out. There's a lot of Latin there. I'm gonna try and get all this Latin in. It starts over there. You see it? Somebody needs to like narrate Todd and Monique's clueless Rome tours. And look at this building on the other side of it facing it. Look how perfect it is. Look at that. That looks like the set of Les Miserables. Look at it. Look at it. Oh, the revolution's about to happen. That's even like, okay, maybe that's an Italian flag, but it could have been a French flag. But what is this? How old is it? Is there a sign? Okay, we're gonna. Oh, first police. We've never seen any police. Okay, right over there. The thing is, oh, there's Monique. She's unsafe. She's walking in the shadows. We've never seen any cops here in the hours we've been here. And it kind of worries me. Okay. Something about a cult. And I don't know what that is. These are like officials' names. Heritage, Saint Ignacio, maybe? I don't know. Look at this sign here. There's a blank sign. What are you supposed to do with this stuff? They just don't mark anything. Everybody's just supposed to know. These buildings are beautiful. Yeah, and this is the kind of stuff. Look at this car. Oh man, these tiny alleys. That's all right. That's all right. It's supposed to be the sidewalk over there. See that sidewalk? Let's go over here. We're going. We're in the sidewalk. Okay. So now we're safe. But look at that little cross piece. Look at that crossing up above between two buildings. I mean, these aren't Roman buildings, but check that Venetian architecture out. That is just so awesome. And we're almost to the Colosseum, so we're going to keep walking. Monique's clueless tours continue. We stumbled across an Irish pub. It's called Trinity College Irish Pub. Guinness on draft. Man, if we hadn't just eaten a really good Italian meal, we would jump in there and jump all over that nasty Irish food and the good Irish beer. But we might go up to Ireland. We are making our way to the Gate of Peace right there. That's the Gate of Peace. And we know that the Colosseum is somewhere beyond the Gate of Peace. But on the way, man, another unbelievable building that's all lit up at night. Well, kind of lit up at night. And a mystery as to what it is. It's not Roman, I don't think. This is religious. This is Catholic or whatever. But wow. Wow. I guess I'm going to call this the Gate of Peace. You got to see this because it's... I'm going to call bullshit on this because there's no way this is real. This must be like a model. A model because look at it. It's perfect. It's like, is that really something from Rome? I don't think so. Look at the gold filigree in the background of the pillars. The pillars are all perfect. They're not eaten away, and the statues and stuff. And there's a fire? Yeah. Oh, there's a fire. This must be something. I'm gonna call this something recent. All right. In Todd and Monique's Clueless Tours. Monique, what do you say?
I'm gonna look it up on my walking tour.
No, you can't look it up. We're clueless. That is our mark of operation. All right, so we're close to the Colosseum. We couldn't resist getting closer to this alleged Gate of Peace. This alleged Roman monument, which let's be honest, it's fake, completely fake. And yeah, somehow, I don't know how the Italians afforded it, but they made some sort of
Look at the bronze statues on top. You can't probably see them, but yeah, there's just no way that can be real, man. We found a famous church. It's right behind the what we were calling the fake gate or whatever. It's not fake, but it wasn't made in Roman times. It's fake. So, but there's that famous church. Somebody figure out the name of it in the comments below, please. And then Monique thinks these are like the Spanish steps. These are not the Spanish steps. These are like the Spanish slopes. But I don't know what that is back there. Okay, more comments, please. We have a plaque, right? But unfortunately, all these plaques you can see are written in Italiano. Can you speak Italiano?
That one's in English.
Oh, there we go. Capitoline Hill. Capitoline Hill. Look at this. I mean, Rome is covered with these tiny little, not even tiny, some giant, this is the smallest one, ruins that have been there for 2,000 years. Through all the wars, through everything. All these ruins have been here, and they're still here, and people just, look at it. We're walking by them every day. 2,000-year-old ruin. No big deal. And look at this. That's the theater of Marcello, whoever that was. But this is some sort of Roman theater, 2,000 years old, okay? And it's been there for more than 1,000 years. So, there you go. I just want to say, Theater Marcello is just like amazing. Look at the curve and the old rock and everything. It's just, wow, this whole place is just incredible. Selfie. Check it out, Monique. These ruins, they don't even deserve a fence for the sidewalk. They're like, oh, these ruins, they don't even get a fence. Look, we've got a massive kind of gate structure here. You can't see it in the darkness, but I mean, this is real Roman ruins, and it doesn't even rate. They just put the sidewalk right underneath it. Oh yeah, just walk through that one. There's no don't touch signs. You can kind of see behind me, right there. There's a giant tower. It's a Roman tower, still standing, I think, and there's probably a name for it. So somebody who's less clueless than us. What's your guess, Monique? What's the name for that one?
I already know in my cheat little.
You have a cheat sheet for it?
App.
But anyway, there's a giant Roman tower back there, and yeah, that looks like something we should investigate. But first, we've got to walk past all these Roman ruins that, oh, by the way, are right near our hotel. And yeah, touch history, and we're gonna find the Colosseum. So this is Rome in the morning. It's quite beautiful. There's some guys over there working on the roof, and back this way you can see there's in the distance one of those amazing buildings I was talking about that look completely ancient. There's some sort of cupola. We're trying to decide whether we're going to Venice today. Oh wow, check this out. Yeah, that's quite the fall in. Look at the classical little railings that we have. I'm standing on the outside of our apartment, and it's going really well. We can take the train to Venice right now and be there by noon, so we have to decide. Okay, we are here at the Republica? I guess this is the square where our hotel is. Right back there is our hotel. The light is kind of weird. Sorry. There's a fountain there, and the sun is hitting it. Right there is a crazy old basilica. Don't know how old it is. We'll find out more about that later. We're about to start the giant walk. There's the planetarium right there. That's the planetarium that we saw last night. and we're gonna go check that out right now. All right, behind me is the Fountain of Triton. You can kind of see it there. It's a 1600s era fountain that was put in by the Barberini family. This is the Barberini Square, and a lot of the buildings you see around the square were built by the Barberinis in conjunction with a pope of the time. And this is our morning walk on the way to Spanish Steps. We're doing a giant loop around the city, and Monique is looking for a jacket because she's cold. Are you cold?
Freezing.
She's freezing. And, oh, ow, whoa, 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 whoa. And I put Band-Aids on my nipples. And so this is a bee fountain. There's a bit of a tour group here. It's where Ariel was hatched at the beginning of Little Mermaid. And this is the beginning of the road to the Spanish Steps. It was built in by reading those Roman numerals, 1640, 1644. So I was getting really annoyed that I'm stopping at every little thing, but I do have to show you one thing. You know those cool SPQR flags? Well, check it out. The manhole covers say SPQR on them. Senate People Quorum Rome, I think, is what it stands for. Monique's laughing this morning because everybody smokes here. There's so many smokes. In fact, we're walking in the open air and
You smell cigarettes.
you smell cigarette smoke. Just walking around, so. All right, apparently at this restaurant, Kennedy came. It's called Harry's Bar in Rome, and down here they have pictures of Kennedy, you know, visiting the bar. But more interestingly, behind me is something big, a huge gateway where they just, you know, these are the like Roman or maybe even Middle Ages works. I think these are Roman, and they just paved roads through them. You know, the Romans didn't know about cars, but they just paved roads. You can see sidewalks and curbs and stuff. They just integrated all into the gateway. How did they fit in there? All right, so here is a car. All right, I want you to look. There's the front of the car. There's the back of the car. What the? Wow, these guys are like did the wheels turn sideways? We're here at the top of the Spanish Steps, and the top of the Spanish Steps contain a huge building which is being restored, all right? So it's behind a facade, but see that obelisk? That obelisk was something really important, all right?
Yeah.
I think the year says 15, but I think it has a line over it, so I think that means add 1,000 or something. But I think this obelisk has Egyptian writing on it. I think it commemorates either Napoleon or Julius Caesar's victory over Egypt. So we're kind of going down the Spanish Steps from the top down, 138 steps, most famous steps, I'm told, in the world, and we'll give you a look at them from the bottom. All right, here we are at the bottom of the Spanish Steps. There's a beautiful fountain built by Bernini of a riverboat that is said to have gone aground in a flood of the Tiber River in the 1500s. Behind me, you can see the famous steps themselves. All around us are shops, and there is Babington's Tea Shop, which is one of the more famous restaurants in all of Italy, in all of Rome. Over here, on the left is the giant pillar commemorating something or other, some guy, I think Julius Caesar or some pope. We'll see. But we're really close to St. Peter's Basilica, where St. Peter is said to be buried. That also is something built in MDCLV, which is 1655. And, you know, part of this stuff here is old Roman stuff that's 2,000 years old. Part of the stuff is 1,000 to 1,500. And yeah, Rome is also covered by gypsies. They try to give you stuff, and then they try to get money from you, so you just have to say no to them. And we're going to go into the Da Vinci Museum, I think, right now. But we might have some wine first, because I'm thirsty. Monique says, look over there at the Da Vinci Museum sign. It says the Mona Lisa is there. I say, no, the Mona Lisa is at the Louvre. And so we're going to go into the Da Vinci Museum. And what are we betting?
What are we betting? We're betting that
Monique gets shoes if she
Dad
wins.
has to buy me Italian shoes.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
We only ordered wine, okay? We only ordered wine here at the Canova at, what do they call it? Something Popolo. And they brought us all this stuff, okay? We didn't order any of this stuff, but they brought it anyway, like sandwiches and olives and stuff. So let's see how this all turns out.
And by the way, my drink is amazing.
And she got some sparkling Italian wine. So on the subject of the gypsies, funny story. Monique and I were walking to Trevi Fountain last night, right? And we had our first encounter with gypsies. And the gypsy put a rose in Monique's hand and said, free, you're beautiful, right? And then he started asking for money, okay? And I gave him I didn't have any euros at the time. I gave him $5 American, right? And then he started arguing and saying, no, you have to give me 7. And, you know, free went from free to no, I want 10. And Monique just started saying, no, give the money back. And the money was already in his hand. And Monique's like, nope, give the money back. And she was pushing the flowers back at him. And Monique saying that got me all, you know, made me realize, yeah, we can get that money back. And so I grabbed the guy's hand and I said, give me the money back. And he just gave me the money back and we walked away. We keep looking at each other, telling us that I mean, we're in heaven. We are absolutely in heaven. That wine and sandwiches thing, they never charged us any extra for all those sandwiches and olives and stuff. It was 15 euros just for the wine, which was what it said on the menu. It was expensive, but I mean, it's a
you pay for the view.
You pay for the view. We were right on Popolo, and this place is just, we're in heaven.
Oh, somebody got towed.
So we're here in the Leonardo Museum, and they have actual books, okay? His actual notes, I'm not kidding, that he wrote in. This is, I'm not sure I believe that. Look how small they are. Did he write that small? And over here, can you see that? Look at that. So, I mean, this whole place is filled with. Oh, they actually made models of his drawings and stuff, and this whole place is going to be filled with stuff like that. Here's another one. Contraption. I'm going to call that contraption. Yeah, contraptions. It's really just a tiny little hole in the wall, and I can guarantee you, I have won the bet.
Yes. The movie Ever After and the shoes that walk on water. Ah, there we go. There they are.
Leonardo made them. Kind of like, wasn't Leonardo in Ever After? He was like one of the characters. Okay, most of the stuff in the Leonardo Museum is actually just Leonardo, you know, making crap up and hoping that it would work, like the scuba diver's gear. Nothing that would actually work. But I found something that really does work. He made this quickly assembled with no
artificial, with no, not artificial, no ropes or screws, set of notched logs that you could set up as an emergency bridge. And they all just interlock with each other. You set up these notched logs, they all interlock, there's no fasteners, and you can see it's freaking strong as hell. This is clever crap, and it actually worked. And that's probably the most impressive thing I've seen in Italy. So we tried the real Italian gelato.
Not Costco gelato, so much better.
When he says it's amazing, for me, it's not my thing. It tastes sort of like a kind of a thick whipped cream, really. It tastes like whipped cream, and I mean, I'm not into that, and it's very, very sweet. So not really for me. I won't be doing that again. So now Monique looks super hot, walking around as an Italian local. Keep walking, Monique. Let me see the backside. Yeah, that looks really great. Yeah, so we got her a nice Italian jacket, and she looks fantastic now. Let's go over this way. Yeah, so here's a church we just kind of walked into, built in 1432, Monique says. You're just walking down the street, right? And people are walking by these things all day long, and just step in. If this was a church in California, it would be the greatest thing on the West Coast. And this is just another church in Rome. I'm not even sure which one this is called, honestly. We were just walking by because...
this was built before then. She came to work here in 1432.
Because, I mean, you're walking down the street and you're walking past these architecture frontispiece pieces that are just... nobody even notices them. I mean, because there's so many of them. Everything's 1,000 years old here, or 2,000. All right, so we are facing roughly toward Vatican City here, and we're just strolling down the street getting some fashions. Oh, there you go. And walked into another church, and this basilica, wow. Take a look at this. Come on in, sit down. Magnificent marble columns. These columns are carved. And look at this marble. This rose marble. I don't think that's actually marble. That's just painted stucco. Okay, so minus points for painted stucco. Yeah, so when the Americans were driving toward Rome in World War II, Rome gave up and declared itself an open city and freely allowed the Americans in. We're at the Tiber River now, and you can see the Tiber River is crossed with bridges that are all 1,000 years old or more. And it's a big, beautiful river, actually. The water looks really good. And we're on our way to the Vatican, which is across the river, so that's something really big. Okay, whatever it is, I mean, it goes all the way down that city block behind me. It's towering over us. We don't know what it is, but this whole building is one gigantic cyclopean design that opens onto this square with statues. Yeah, you see that statue there. And there's there's a Baroque cathedral right there. Look at that. There's something called Teatro Adriano. Monique says she thinks it's the Parliament. But, I don't know who that is, so, but anyway, look at this. Just gigantic. I mean, the scale that these things are built on is beyond anything I expected.
Certainly beyond anything you see in California. They make miniature versions of things like this. Camilo Cavour is who that statue is dedicated to.
Let me look on my phone.
Statue's that guy right there. Some politician, it looks like. All right, so this is some famous castle called Castle St. Angelo, maybe. Kind of impressive, circular. They put glass in it. Yeah, modern castle. But you can see it has little minarets and turrets and stuff. And in the background, yeah, the sharp eye can spy St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican. We're on the way. That's the Tiber River behind us. Monique's holding up. She wants some wine and some food.
I'm hungry.
She's hungry. Might go on the segways. There's Segway tours across the way, so... Oh, she says no. All right, anyways, off we go toward the Vatican, but probably toward a restaurant first. All right, we are crossing into a country all of its own. It's called the Vatican City, and it is a Catholic country run by the Pope, and we're going inside. Vatican line. Look at the line, look at the line. Oh, it goes all the way back. Whoa, it goes all the way back there. It keeps going and going and going. Actually, you can buy tickets from like scalpers and stuff and skip the lines. I mean, look, St. Peter, Jesus's Peter, is buried in there, and allegedly. And we can be that close to Peter, who walked on water with Jesus. This is the Vatican. This is where the Pope sits. The Catholics say that Peter was the first Pope, and all the other popes form an unbroken line from Peter of Christian leadership.
By the way, I'm not standing in that line.
Monique wants to go to a restaurant, so we're going to say we went to the Vatican and we're done. So we got this map that shows all the major sites in Rome, and we're trying to check off every single site. And so I'm going to show this one. I have no idea what it is, but back there is something old and raggedy, and it has a fence around it, so the fence is open, but still. It has a really long name.
And we've seen 3/4 of the sites already.
No, we have not.
Yes, we have.
But we checked off a lot of them. We're going to go walk to the Colosseum right now, and it's actually right behind me. Woo! Down that street you see there. So we're going to see the Colosseum for the first view of the Colosseum, and it is covered with scaffolding. You see dead ahead. Yes, we finally made it to the Colosseum. In a roundabout way. We made wrong turns yet again, but the Colosseum is ahead, and we have made it. We're gonna see it. So we're gonna try and get the non-scaffolding view on the other side. That is the Colosseum behind us, and we're finally at it. We're gonna walk around the entire Colosseum and maybe take some pictures.
Oh.
Okay, so here we are, right there last night is that fake ass monument that we said was not a monument at all. And yes, okay, it's not fake, but it was built in like the 1800s. But anyways, if we had just gone to that corner of that monument and looked up, we were saying, whoa, we would have seen the Colosseum. And we just didn't. What happened?
Yeah, we went in the opposite direction.
And we got lost, so lost. And we had to take a cab back home. And
we were way far away from our hotel.
But you know what? The cabs are really cheap here. The most we've ever paid for a cab is what?
€10.60.
€10.60. And that was all the way from Vatican City back to our hotel. Mostly you pay like 5, 6, 7 euros no matter, you know, where you're going in the city. So I think we're going to go into the Colosseum though. Well, the sun's directly behind me, but there is a beautiful arch to be seen right there. Let's see. Oh yeah, look at that. When I shade the camera, look at that beautiful arch. I want to know more about that. Clueless Roman Tours says that arch looks really old. Look, the line is not that long to the Colosseum, and maybe we'll go in, but Monique's feet are really hurting. She has these boots that, I don't know, they're apparently letting her down. They're flat or whatever. So I think what we're gonna do is we are gonna take a cab back home and maybe get her some different shoes or whatever. But, oh, by the way, right there, more crazy, let me see if I can shade the sun. More crazy ruins.
Thinking I was on the right floor, and I freaked out when I looked at the floor because, yeah, there was no warning sign. I thought I was going to go through the floor.
Okay, they're really proud of something down here.
It's an old Roman ruin that they found underneath the hotel.
She says it's an old Roman ruin. What?
Yeah.
Right, read it out loud.
Beneath the area held the elevators of pools.
Pools?
By Opus, Teta, I can't pronounce that. And an octagonal fountain beneath that made by Michelangelo.
What?
That's what it says.
An octagonal fountain made by Michelangelo.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Okay, so we had a nice nap after going to the Colosseum and took showers, I guess, and baths or whatever. And Monique went and got us tickets for
The Italian National Opera.
yes, so we're going to see Campini something or other, I don't know, Carmini.
Carmini something, but the world-renowned, I guess, fashion designer in Italy designed all the costumes in it.
Yes, the costumes are right out of Milan, and the concierge at the hotel thought it was just the greatest thing ever, and it's a whole 5 minutes from the front of the hotel. So she actually got us tickets because the box office was closed. And this is how the concierge is at the etc. Box office was closed, but she had a little black book that had phone numbers of people in the back of the opera house. Am I right?
Yep. And she told us just to walk up to the ticket booth just before the thing starts and get our tickets.
Okay, so starts in about 45 minutes, and we're going to have some sparkling water.
Here we are at the opera, and the opera house is pretty impressive. Look at that ceiling, looking around. I wanted to sit up in the balcony, but Monique wanted the expensive seats, so we're in the expensive seats.
At a discount.
Oh yeah, they give us a break at the window when we're just standing around trying to figure out which seats to get. And they finally said, oh, you can have these seats. You can have the 60 euro seats for 40 euros. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, so I just noticed, if you look up at the top, look at the dedication. The dedication is Benito Mussolini, Dulce. Yes, the dictator dedicated the construction of this opera house in 1925, 1928, or 1920, yeah, 28, I guess. So, it's strange, huh? Just notice the royal box right behind us. It's probably where the fascist dictator Mussolini sat when he surveyed his creation. That was really weird. We just watched the weirdest ballet ever, and it was like one act, and then the curtains closed, and then they all came out and took a bow. But I mean, think Cirque du Soleil with freaky dancing and ballet added in, and all taking place in a garden with weeds. Yeah. So it looks like something else is going on, so we're gonna hang out and see what that might be. Okay, so there we go. We made it through the whole opera, and actually it was really good. There were songs that we knew, you know, from car commercials and stuff like that. So
that pre-show was just a pre-show to warm you up for the opera, by the way.
Yeah, the crazy thing was just an opening act. I guess operas have opening acts in Italy, but yeah, we made it through the opening act, and it was actually a very wonderful, sensual, fantastic, fertility type opera with very powerful music and huge choruses, a huge male and a huge female chorus on each side. So pretty cool.
Yes, it was excellent. Glad we went.
Good morning. It's day 3, and we are on the way to Venice.
Woohoo!
The hotel's there behind us. The train station is there in front of us. Yes, it's only like a 1 block walk to the train station to get to Venice, and then the train arrives in Venice right in the middle of Venice. So we have one-stop shopping here. We go out our hotel, jump on a very cheap train, bullet train to Venice,
which our concierge got us incredibly cheap tickets.
And you know, 3.5 hours later, boom, we're singing Santa Lucia in the gondola in Venice, like Monique wanted to, right, Monique?
Yep, I definitely wanted to.
But it would be nice if we could find some coffee and pastries.
It seems that nothing opens up early here in Italy. Everything's late.
All right, see you on the train. This is the train station. It is really advanced looking, like an airport would look. And it is beautiful, really well organized. Turns out Italy is a very civilized country, and we're having this debate on who's more civilized, Europe or the US. So we're watching every aspect of it to see, you know, what really defines civilized. Well, we're finding out. So the panini looks good. We're looking at food. All right, we're gonna go shop around for some food before the train. Okay, so breakfast looks like this. We did find a place in the train station, and I found a plate where somebody had not finished something that looked really good, so I just took the plate and something. I also bought a cannoli from across the way, and we got this focaccia bread that they heated up, and pretty much they don't really do American coffee. They do colored American coffee. You get cappuccino and espresso, and Monique's been drinking espresso. She's very brave. Very brave.
I love espresso.
Let's see how this tastes. Kind of dry. Cheese and ham and whatever. There we go. That's what the bullet trains look like. They have a very cool fresh orange juice and other juice machine here. We haven't even really started to go very fast, but we can tell you a few things about the bullet train.
So, we're going 121 kilometers an hour, and this is what it sounds like.
It's like, what is that, 70 miles an hour?
But this is what it sounds like.
It's really very, very smooth, and we'll let you know how fast it gets going. That's what 244 kilometers sounds like. Is it still smooth?
Very smooth, very quiet.
front of us, we approach Venice itself. Oops, I bumped the glass there. Sorry. Okay, here we are. Welcome to Venice. This is the train station. It opens right up onto the Grand Canal, and yeah, it's immediately you get a glimpse of the canals. So we got to hit our hotel and get a map, and you know, there's a Boscolo Hotel here in Venice, and we'll ask them, you know, where to get a romantic gondola ride. This is the Rialto Bridge over the Grand Canal in Venice. Rialto is this is the bridge that the street running by Monique's old house was named after in Venice, California.
Where your Grandpa Kovac grew up?
Where Grandpa Kovac grew up. Rialto Bridge, though, is really kind of an involved structure. We'll look at it from downstairs, but it has shops on it, so Piazza Venice is basically a shop, or I should say thousands of shops. As soon as you get here, it's just shop after shop after shop walking. Okay, so here we are. On a gondola. There's our gondolier back there. You probably can't see it. The sun's in the wrong place, but yes, it's happening. We are on a gondola in Venice, and this is what Monique said was the least she wanted out of this trip. Just be on a gondola in Venice, and we are actually going under some of the architecture from Eli's book that he got me, and which I read on the way out here. We just passed some architecture from the 1400s, and it gets much older. Everybody has to make room for everybody else. That is in my book. So we've seen a lot of amazing stuff on our gondola tour. It's, you know, once you get on the gondola tour, you see, depending on the gondolier, he'll take you to wonderful facades. We chose the special tour through the more narrower, less traveled canals, and our gondolier talks to people. Oh, he yelled at people, and he yelled at me too because I tried to balance the boat, and he said, no, the boat doesn't get balanced. The gondola's lean right, and so I had to move back right again. You can't really tell, but it's cold. It's kind of chilly today. I would call it about 53 degrees out. Monique should be freezing, but she has gloves on, and she is actually doing really good. I'm hiding my hands under her jacket, though.
Yeah, my jacket's warm.
But they give us a blanket. We're actually really warm. My hand is about the only cold thing on me. But this whole place is Assassin's Creed. Check it out. Look at that. Look at those balconies and stuff. So amazing. And if I find it, in the book there was a medieval door that hadn't changed. It's still the same wooden door from 700 years ago. I just want to take this moment to tell my wife how much I love her, and that I would, if given another chance, marry her all over again. If I had to rewind my life, I would only do it if I had you again. the gondolas really don't have any motors. I was really expecting at this late date to come on the gondolas, and they all had little electric motors, and the gondoliers really didn't do anything, but the gondoliers actually do all the work. And yell at everybody. No, he's not bad. Another beautiful bridge coming up. Let me show it to you. They've got to coordinate these corners. Let's see. Every corner. There's another gondola coming around the other way, so a lot of talking has to happen to make it all happen without collisions.
Give me your camera. Yeah. Give me your camera,
Yeah.
please. There you go. Yeah, you look, just look here. Yeah? You look here together.
Alright, we're getting to the true part of Venice. We're on a gondola, and look at this. We're heading right in front of San Marco Square. You can see the lions that represent St. Mark, whose body Venice got and put it in the San Marco Cathedral. And that campanile completely collapsed in 1902 and was rebuilt exactly and look over here.
What's that?
That is the San Marco. Oh, that is the Dodge Palace, actually. That is the palace of the head of Venice. Venice was once, for 400 years, the greatest naval power on Earth, and traded all the way to the Far East with Marco Polo as one of their most famous citizens. That is actually Santa Maria de Saluta Church. And we are out in the bay in front of San Marco Square. And just an incredible panorama. Once in a lifetime. You need to do this. Our gondolier recommended a restaurant while we were gondoliering, and
he said he brought his family, and all his friends here.
Says he goes here a lot, but it's kind of expensive. But everything on Venice is expensive. Let's get that straight. Except for the junk, you know, the stuff they sell you for. But some of that can be expensive too.
Yeah.
Anyways, I did not order a bottle of Cristal and waste it, which I was very tempted to. But maybe we'll do Cristal for anniversary. And but I did order the prosciutto, which is sitting over there on the table. A very large ham leg that has been sitting in a curing room for 18 months. So I'm about to eat meat that has been sitting around for 18 months.
Tell him you'll take a video when he starts cutting it.
Maybe I'll take a video when it starts cutting it. And we're just going to hang out here, have a little lunch, and then we're going to head over to San Marco Square. All right. Well, Monique ordered carpaccio, which, oh my gosh, she's doing it. Oh, geez. That's raw meat. She's eating raw meat from a single valley in Italy, the Caniki Valley or some weird name. I tried some of it. It's sitting there on my plate right there. It tasted like blood. Apparently Monique wants the taste of blood in her mouth. She really liked it. I had my prosciutto. You can see my plate is bare now. But the prosciutto was amazing. I could eat that all day long. It's like bacon. It's really like bacon. Bacon's probably better, but it's pretty good. Yeah, I just wanted to mention the whole blood thing. Here you go. Here's some of it. Yeah, that's raw meat.
So I just got to give a short word on something about Italy that Monique loves. It makes Italy Monique's favorite fantasy place. The thing that is different is tipping. Tipping. There's no tipping in Italy. So when you get a bill at the end of your restaurant experience, there's no tip line. You simply sign the bill and that's what you pay.
Well,
there's no tax either.
No, let me just tell you. The first restaurant that we went to in Italy, Dad asked the guy if we had to tip, and he told him, I don't know, 300 euro dinner, maybe 3 euro tip. Yeah.
It was something crazy like that, and I'm like, I had to blink twice and try and figure out what he was saying. Basically, he was saying, yeah, there's really no tipping. So it's more of a keep the change kind of thing if you want. So.
So here we are on top of the San Marco Cathedral, where the bones of Saint Mark, who wrote the Book of Mark, are interred. This is San Marco Square, and there's the famous palace of the Doge, I think. Anyway, it's in all the movies and stuff. Here's my beautiful wife.
Hello.
Who I married 30 years ago.
By the way, all of Italy is in repair right now. Everything's scaffolding. They're repairing everything.
So the horses you see out here on top of San Marcos Cathedral are reproductions. They're not the real horses that were there. The other horses just couldn't make it. So you see, they stood there till 1977. They were actually created in the year 100. So for 900 years and almost 1,000 years, they stood out here. And oh, by the way, they're not really doing that bad. They brought them in about 20 feet. They're standing over there behind me. And they look fantastic. 900 years, and those horses are... Okay, here's the good stuff. Excuse me. Hello, beautiful. Yeah, she's here. I just want to make sure she's in every shot, because I love her. Anyways, look, right behind me, it says Corpus of Marcus. Those are the bones of Mark, the actual Mark, who wrote the Book of Mark. So that's really what put Venice on the map, when they got these bones. And when Venice got these bones, they became the supreme power in the world. Floor designs are awesome in San Marcos. Okay, for the first time we actually went inside something while we were traveling. Yes, it's the Doge's Palace. This is the head of all Venice, and this is his palace, and we're gonna get all up in here. We're in the Doge's Palace, and things are just getting bigger and bigger. They take us from one room to the next, and each room is bigger and bigger and covered with more and more gold. This is by far the biggest one of all. and it's big. This one's for Eli. I just noticed that the top of the hotel, or whatever it is across the street, looks a lot like the top of the buildings in floodplain or flood zone in Battlefield, you know, with the little shacks on top. And if you look across the way, there's another building that kind of looks like that too. Lots of little shacks and stuff to knock down with your grenade launchers. Yeah, we're getting a little late start today. It's our anniversary day. It's Thursday. We slept in last night, got back from Venice, and the train ride went really well. I even got some sleep on the train. Booked our flight to Britain this morning, and we're gonna head off to breakfast. They have these cute little pastries here. They make them look like other things, like there. Stuff like that. Isn't that wild? All right, well, we left the place that wanted 18 euros for a croissant and a cup of coffee. And we're in this cute little kind of Scottish or Irish pub type place that claims they have American breakfast. Not that I want American breakfast, but we do want something.
He does. He wants eggs.
And anyway, we'll find out what they got here. This morning we are shopping. Yeah. That's some shoppables. That's like the second load. We went and bought a suitcase so we could fit all the stuff we're buying, people, and we just happened to be in front of this amazing facade. I don't know what it is. Somebody please tell me. Some kind of church, maybe. We're right around the street, right around the corner from a massage place we want to try out, where they have two women massaging you at the same time. And I'm probably going to go in, I don't know, but Monique's definitely going to go in. And she got her hair appointment for tonight.
We're calling in a special makeup artist.
Yeah, that church is just something. There's a tree. I don't know if you can see the tree made out of marble right there. Tree made out of some sort of concrete or cement or something. Like I said before, you can't walk 10 feet in Rome without bumping your head on something 1,000, 2,000 years old. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the 2-hour Oriental massage here at this wonderful Kami Day Spa. Kami. It's K-A-M-I, Eli. In case you're making jokes about commies. But these are Thai women, and they're going to take good care of us today. So what did you think of the massage?
It was awesome.
Yeah?
Best massage I've ever had.
Best you've ever had, really?
Best I've ever had.
Yeah, we just had a 2-hour massage, and mine was good. I mean, I had the same massage, but I had to tell my masseuse to lighten it up a little bit. She was getting a little crazy with her elbows and her knees and crawling all over me. And, but apparently Monique likes the hard stuff, so she got the hard stuff the whole time. And now I think we're going to go over to the Pantheon. My pronunciation was corrected by my friendly cab driver. And that's really the only antiquity that I still want to see while we're here in Rome. It's the one with a big concrete dome that has lasted thousands of years. Oh my gosh, something else huge here. Look at that column. Some ancient column with a huge amount of bas relief we just went by, and I'd like to know more about that because that looked interesting. All right, here we are at the Pantheon. Wow, it's big, and there's a lot of brick in there that I didn't expect. It looks definitely looks older than I thought it would look. I don't know why. I mean, it is 2,000 years old. And the word, you can see the word Agrippa is on the top. I don't know if those metal letters are original. Probably not. But maybe they are. I mean, we need to find out more about it. We got to get in there and
look at the concrete dome. I hear there's a tour that gets you up to the top of it, and we're going to try and do that.
Buttress. You see, we're standing in the lowest section of the city. It doesn't feel like it because we're standing on about 10 meters of river silt from the constant flooding. All right, this area wasn't even paved until 15th century. All right, now below that river silt is river clay. It sinks things. So when they made the hotel, you take your camera, your phone, you go like that, boom, you get a picture of yourself with the dome and the oculus all in the same shot. You see it? Angelic. Right, that way when you're boring your friend and family, when you get back home to Rome, you have a picture of your face inside the building that's over 1,000 years old.
Had to happen at some point. Okay, that's my first drop. All right. No wine involved in that drop, but it did have to happen at some point.
Hi. So the Dutch and the Italian football teams are playing tonight, and guess what? No alcohol is allowed to be served in any bar or any restaurant in Italy right now, in this area, in Rome. So yeah, that's great.
Tonight is our anniversary night. We're going over to La Pergola, and by the way, the running joke on La Pergola is whenever we mention it, that people whisper in hushed tones, "Oh, lucky you!" The restaurant, our anniversary night restaurant, and but we're right next to the hotel, so we were in the hotel, and the hotel says, "Oh yeah, we'll serve alcohol," and we open the menu, and it's €18 for a glass of wine, and so we walked around, and we went to this bar, and they said, "Nope, it's the bar right next to the bar and cafe right next to the hotel." They said, "Nope, nobody's allowed to serve alcohol, nobody anywhere." So we walked across the street to this place, and we said, "We'd like a bottle of wine," and they're like, "Yeah, sure." So some people didn't get the memo. So we're at the Pantheon, and we're in a tour group with some Irish people.
Yeah, and what did the Irish people think of you when you called it ginger hair? Like,
yeah, so I mentioned the word ginger. You know, there was two Irish groups that kind of got together for the tour group, and they were not really related to each other, so they were all redheaded, right? So I said, "Oh, so you guys found each other by your ginger hair?" And one of the Irish, dads or whatever.
Oh yeah, the guy.
It was a dad figure. Says, "It's not ginger, it's red. It's red." And we're like, but Jeremy Clarkson says it's ginger. And when he's like, everything we learned about Europe is from Jeremy Clarkson. And they all started laughing. So you can probably tell that as videos are going by, my face is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm getting fatter and fatter. Monique, how are you doing?
I've lost weight.
Monique's losing weight. I'm gaining weight. And
I'm eating the same amount, basically.
Well,
for my size, I'm eating the same amount. It's all the walking.
this is us in the taxi going over to La Pergola, and there was a soccer match, and the city is just locked down flat. We have been traveling for 45 minutes on a 24-minute journey, and we are now late to La Pergola. But we called La Pergola, and they said that they will hold our place for us. But it is a stressful time trying to get through Rome. We have a heroic taxi driver trying to get us to La Pergola, in spite of the crazy traffic, which you would never want to drive in, ever. The distances we are talking between cars are measured in centimeters, and we still have yet to see a crash. So
no lane markers.
There are the kind of lane markers, but you're right. what we would consider 1-lane roads are 2-lane roads here. So we're holding our breath, waiting to get to our destination, and right now we are about a half hour late for dinner, but La Pergola was nice and said, don't worry, so we'll see. Bye. Okay, we made it. It took a while, but we are here, and this is the view of the is in a hotel on top of a hill, and Monique looks fantastic. It's about Bubba Gump.
So, yeah, bubble gum is a local compared to what we're doing now. So, yeah, kind of embarrassed. We're happy too.
So I've never really understood about how this wine or that wine goes with food, and drink white with this and red with that, and it all seems silliness to me. Until tonight, where my waiter recommended white wine, which we don't like, oh, by the way.
I've never had white wine.
With the meal, and with part of the meal, okay? We have to have white wine with this part of the meal, red wine with another part of the meal. Anyways, and I was having the white wine before we got this it's kind of sushi, but then I tasted the wine with the fish tartare and realized finally how wine flavor goes with a food, because the wine tasted completely different after I tasted my food.
It makes the wine taste like water.
This is caviar with clams, probably raw. Truffle, maybe. Papaya, yes. And that went right into Monique's mouth. And Monique will basically eat anything. What do you think? Good, bad, what?
Really good.
Really good? Let's see, wash that down with some white wine. Oh, there's her delicate hand. There's her Polish swigging.
White wine that tastes like water.
Who do you love?
I love my Toddy.
That's my girl. Just a little bit. This dinner reminds me of Defending Your Life. When, you know, what's his name? Al? Whatever. The main character has lunch with the guy who's been in heaven for, you know, ages and ages. And the guy who's been in heaven says, or Al says, what are you eating? And the guy who's been in heaven says, this is, you wouldn't like this. You have to be here a while to enjoy stuff like this. And, you know, it's the guy who played Nemo's dad in Finding Nemo. Anyways. And so he tries some of it. And he's like, whoa, what is that? And he's like, yes, well, you only use 10% of your brain. I use 95% of mine, and your tastes change. And I feel like there's a little bit of that going on with foodies, where, you know, they're so beyond our Hot Pocket palate that the flavors
are different to them. I just want to say that we are eating our anniversary dinner overlooking St. Peter's Basilica right there. See if I can zoom in on it. There you go. There is St. Peter's Basilica, Vatican City. Yeah, that's where we're at. And there's Monique's reflection in the window. Oh wow, that's magical. She's picking her nose. Yeah, she's looking good though. Looking her best. It's a magical night. Right, we are now 2 hours in to the Uber dinner. Monique's gone. Okay, so get this. Monique had to go to the bathroom, right? They had just served a course, right? It was the shrimp course. It was just a couple of shrimp on some amazing foamy something or other. It tasted great. Looks like that. I didn't get a picture of it. Ooh. All right, I'll get a picture when she gets back. But the point is, they took her course after they saw her go to the bathroom. They said, we'll give her a fresh one. She hadn't touched it yet. They took it away, and they said they'll give her a fresh one when she gets back.
Molecolare. Greg Chin dei Black Flag si è laureato alla UCLA, uno dei Bad Religion si è laureato in geologia alla UCLA e sta preparando un dottorato in biologia evolutiva alla Cornell. Lei parla da sola. Scusate, ora vado.
So I mentioned it before, maybe in the car, but while we were in Venice, there was a soccer match, and it was Italy versus the Netherlands, the city team, but a big deal. Anyway, the soccer hooligans from the Dutch soccer hooligans went to the Spanish Steps and broke that that riverboat, that statue that I showed you some days ago. And they filled the plaza at the Spanish Steps with garbage, and just basically wrecked up the place. It's a giant controversy. It's in the news. You can see it on the TV back there. Just a real embarrassment, and the Italians are absolutely up in arms. The riot police were out in full force. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Monique's checking her email back home, so... well, we love you all. It was a great night last night. Certainly the most expensive dinner that we've ever had, and deservedly so. My wife of 30 years is sitting here, smiling, thinking about it last night. Her hair and makeup are still perfect. Check it out.
Yep,
Oh, look at that! Look at that beautiful woman. And we're today's Friday. We leave tomorrow. Don't know what we're gonna do, but it's gonna be kind of a laid-back day in Rome. Todd and Monique here. We are in front of this amazing column. I got a picture of it yesterday, but it's a bas-relief column that looks old, and probably is old, but might not be, 2,000 years. I'm not sure. We're trying to find some sort of information about it, but this being Todd and Monique's Clueless Tours, we probably will come up empty. They are doing some sort of newscast or something here. Part of the hooligans probably interviewing people, but Then again, this looks like an official building over here. You can see guys in capes. Guys in capes mean business here. So anyway, somebody tell me what this thing was. Let me get the sun behind it. Yeah, look at that. Somebody tell me what that is. I'd like to take a really close look at those reliefs. So we're gonna head down to shopping again. Trying on shoes. Alright, here we are back at Popoli to get the Brachetto. She needs to write that down. The Brachetto red sparkling wine. She absolutely adores it.
Oh yeah.
And we've done a lot of shopping. Yeah, we're covered in bags. And there's Piazza Popoli.
And if
Where
you
we were a
guys
few days ago.
and if you guys were watching these videos, you'd get excited because you'd see all the shopping we've done and a lot of stuff there for you guys.
Yeah, we didn't really get into the shopping on video.
Yeah, but you saw all the bags.
Alright, anyways, see what this is like. Well, everything was going smoothly on our Rome trip until today, when I screwed everything up that could possibly be screwed up. Okay, so first off, I scheduled our plane before we were done in our hotel in Rome. So we left one day early from our hotel in Rome. Second, apparently there's all kinds of rules about how to check in, and you have to get your check-in online only in this Ryanair plane, and I didn't do any of that, so they charged me so much extra money just to be on the plane today. And our bags were way too heavy, and they were going to charge us hundreds of dollars more, and I just basically gave them the puppy dog eyes, and they backed off a little bit, but
A whole bunch, actually.
but and then this small-time airport, Ciampino, has no gates. Basically, they hustle you together. By the way, most crowded airport experience I think we've ever had.
Yeah.
It was questionable whether we were going to make the flight or not. So they pushed us all together in a bus, and they just take us out to an open airstrip where there's a jet plane waiting, and you get out of the bus and you go up a stairway, like the old days. So it felt like the 70s again. So it's been...
Oh, and did I tell you we don't have a hotel room for tomorrow night because we left Rome a day early, so we got one for tonight, but not tomorrow.
Yes, so the first thing we have to do when we get to England is get yet another hotel room. We're staying in a 5-star hotel in London. So that's gonna be nice.
Notice I still have my hair from our anniversary dinner. He used so much hairspray, but my hair refuses to move. It's the same as it was, like I said, on our anniversary day. So we're going to see how long it stays before the hairspray gives out.
Your makeup's still kind of there too.
Yeah, I tried to take off the mascara, the eyeliner, and the eyeshadow with lotion, with soap, and it will not come off. So, yeah, I have permanent makeup. I don't know how she did that, but she did.
Okay, so it seems like everybody takes buses here, so we're on a bus. And it's going to take about an hour to get to our hotel from the airport. This airport is like so far away from London. It's, I think they named it London Stansted Airport just to fool people into flying planes there. But we are in big trouble on baggage because Swiss Air does not want us to take all this baggage home, and they're going to charge us hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So we have to, at least during some point during our trip, figure out the solution to the baggage issue. And it looks like it's going to be baggage as cargo.
Okay, boarding.
My wallet. It's gone. Look, my wallet's on the ground. Oh my gosh. Can I have my wallet, please? I will keep my wallet.
Put it away wrongly again?
I'm going to drop my wallet on the ground again. That really just happened. So we just got into the UK.
You're not supposed to video that over there.
We just got into the UK, and
that was stressful.
Monique says it was stressful. Why was it stressful?
I felt like I was playing 50 questions.
Okay.
And she wanted to know how much money we could take out of our bank, if we had any pounds on us, what Dad did, what I did, who I had back home. Yeah, it was stressful.
Yeah, and so we're just playing it by ear right now. It's pretty crazy. First, we got to figure out a way to get to our hotel. But the good news is, I did get a second night at the same hotel. Woohoo! All right, bye. So we met a couple of guys here, Colin and JFK, and they're showing us the Olympic Stadium. We're going right through the Olympic Village, the Olympic buildings, and they're still looking very good. Unlike China, I'm told the Chinese buildings are falling apart.
Are they? Yeah.
Yeah.
Crow's Nest. No, they look
The Crow's Nest is gone.
This is going to be a loud stadium.
Oh, really?
You can see the stadium here.
Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that roller coaster.
That's Anish Kapoor's
Yeah.
What is that roller coaster?
it's a monument built by the British artist Anish Kapoor.
It's a monument? It's not a roller coaster?
No,
No, it's
it's not. Sculpture.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Piece of art.
Piece of art.
Well, it was a broadcasting tower
Oh, it was.
for the Olympics, so it's like it's a funky version of a broadcasting tower.
Did they bend it all up? Yes, I've heard Jeremy Clarkson use it.
Yeah.
Especially James May. Okay, so we are here in a London cab and going over to the Great Northern Hotel. Should be very short ride, and then we'll worry about food or whatever. All right, here we are at King's Cross. This is the home of platform 9 3/4. We're gonna go in and have a look. Okay, here we are, platform 9 3/4. You can see them back there taking pictures. There's Harry Potter's luggage, and you stand in this long line, and a photographer makes you jump to take a picture, and you're Harry Potter. Oh, here's a good Harry Potter guy. They really work it. We're at the British Museum, just about to have our first British meal, and it's looking great. And yeah, she ordered fish and chips. I ordered fish and chips. I ordered fish and chips and a British beer. I really wanted to go a little more daring, but I really want to save room for curry. But we couldn't find any curry on the way over here, so. Plus, I don't think there's a Wi-Fi here, so we can't track a curry down. Anyway, we're just outside the British Museum, by the way. We're about to go in. All right, here at the British Museum, just about to go in. We did just have our first meal in London. It was our one and only British food meal. It was fish and chips, and it was no better than you get anywhere in San Francisco or really anywhere. And, bonus, it was $45 for some small fish and chips and
one piece of fish and
a couple of drinks. So, yeah, that was some sticker shock. That scares me that this is the shape of things to come now that we're out of the euro and we're in the pound. We may need to be a bit more economical. The British Museum has some of the most incredible artifacts known to mankind. Later we will see the Rosetta Stone, and here is the Lewis Chessman, the world's most famous chess set. And I don't know why. Here's the granddaddy of them all. This is the Rosetta Stone. We are here looking at it. Looks great. How you doing, Monique?
doing good.
My legs are getting tired. Her legs are getting tired. We've been walking through the British Museum, and one of the things the British Museum has is the stone that allowed us to decipher 3 ancient languages. I forget what they were.
Egyptian,
Syrian, Syrian, and Babylonian or something. Yeah, it's written right there, but there's a lot of people in front of us. So, all right, this is Swing in London, and we are here. This is the South Bank Bridge out of Embankment.
underground station, and the British skyline is really wild. I mean, you can see these buildings there. It's much wilder than I ever thought. There's even a pyramid over there. And just
An obelisk.
an obelisk. Yes, there's the obelisk. And then
It's like it.
this direction. Yes, please.
No problem.
Guess where we're at?
We're at Big Ben. We see it right across the water.
There's Parliament. We're about to try to go up on the London Eye. Don't know what the line looks like, but we're gonna give it a shot. But yep, there's Big Ben.
Oh, by the way, it might snow tomorrow. We'll keep you posted.
So we're on a double-decker bus now. That's what Monique wanted to do in London. We're up here.
Top floor.
Well, Monique forced us to jump on a bus and discovered that our day passes work to go everywhere. So we are jumping on buses left and right, and we're now at the Imperial War Museum. This is supposedly a really amazing place for war artifacts, and Eli, be jealous. It's gonna be great.
And it's free.
And it's free. We're watching Top Gear live. This is like the latest Top Gear, and we're watching it on BBC 3. How about that?
This is Victoria.
Yeah, so we're getting pretty damn good at the London Metro, and we are riding the Metro and the bus, we're riding the Underground and the bus all over the place, and it is a great Sunday morning here. All the crowds have gone. They seem to be there for Saturday, but everybody's gone, and the sky is a beautiful blue out with no clouds in it.
It's not raining.
It's just a gorgeous day. Here we are at the Tower of London. Check it out. Oh wow, that's so cool. We're just getting out of the Underground, and there's a stair down, and there's Her Majesty's Palace and Fortress, Tower of London. And for some reason there's a statue of Julius Caesar here. Don't know why, don't care. Maybe it's because this is a Roman ruin. I bet you that's a Roman ruin.
Dad got us city passes, so we're going to see tons of stuff today.
Yes, here we are at the Tower of London. It is fantastic inside. It is amazing. We're going to go around and see the Queen's Jewels. We can't take pictures of the Queen's Jewels, but we will...
we'll let you know how they are.
We'll let you know how they are. Check it out. We have tower guards here. He is very rigid, and look at him. He's awesome. He's awesome. He's not going to let me do anything. That's brilliant. Yeah, so here we are in the Tower of London looking at the graffiti of the ancients who stayed here. There are a lot of dates scratched into the brickwork. That one says 1504. 1504. And there are some from very famous people who are here, imprisoned here in this room. And even the name of Jane Grey is carved by her husband, who was imprisoned here by Henry the Fourth, I believe. But I'll show you the name of Jane Grey. You can see it right. Let me get rid of the glare. Right there. That says, it looks like Ayin, but that was just a stylized way to write a J. That's Jane.
With the fantastic glass floors as well, they're also up there.
Yeah, they have in the top of the Tower Bridge, you can walk on glass and see down. Look at that. Monique won't do it. Look at her. Oh, she's getting brave. Look at her balancing herself. Say no?
I did it.
These are the boilers of the Tower Bridge in London. It's a drawbridge and it's mechanical. It was made in 1894. I mean, it's fairly recent, but they say this mechanism, the steam boilers and the pistons, would raise the bridge easily and continue working even today if they hook them up. Yes, look at the. They actually have the steam engines reciprocating as we watch. Look at them. Actually moving. I'm sure they're being driven by an electric motor or something, but all the bearings and all the moving parts are still working. Think about what?
If you're doing it 1-to-1, that's how much we pay to get on the Hornet and stuff.
I don't think so. All right, this is the HMS Belfast. It's the British ship that fired the first shot on D-Day. Looks like that. We're gonna go on. We're gonna look around a little bit. You know, there's a lot of ships in America like this, so our expectations aren't that high. Yeah, so on the boat. Super nice.
The viewing platform. So you can go to the top, and as you'll imagine, the views up there are fantastic. But in
Gold looks like, this is what gold looks like in the rain. What gold looks like in the rain is gold. It is badass. And that is Buckingham Palace. And one of the oldest democracies in the world sits right there. I know it's a monarchy in a way, but it's mostly democracy. Look at all those Union Jacks, by the way, which is not an official flag of the monarchy. It's not an official flag of the UK. But there's Monique checking out Buckingham Palace. She looks so cute. Okay, so at the British Museum, we had some absolutely terrible British, quote-unquote, British food. Then we came to this Buckingham Palace restaurant near Buckingham Palace. I don't remember what the restaurant's called. Do you remember?
Something in nails.
Oh, yeah. Bag of nails. And Monique ordered deer pie, venison pie. Oh my gosh. When I tasted venison pie, I thought, wow, here is a new meat, better than any meat I've ever tasted. It is amazing. Oh my gosh. And then she dips it in peas and stuff. I got one bite. One bite so far. It convinced me to make this video. Oh, really? Huh? Oh my gosh. That is so good. Oh, that is so good. It's incredible. Robin Hood was right. When Robin Hood was killing the deer in Sherwood Forest, he was doing the right thing. That is incredible food right there. And yeah, Monique. But by the way, Monique also ordered some sort of pudding. We got some pudding. It looks like a brownie, but it's actually pudding with custard and stuff. She's got that for her. Dessert. Yeah, dessert. That's going to be good for her.
It's called sticky pudding.
We are also drinking an amazing thing called passion fruit cider. And of course, I've got the Guinness. So yeah, it's a good night tonight. Right, here we are, London at night, and this is beautiful Monique and the London Eye. Oh, look at the London Eye. That's the Coca-Cola London Eye. That's why it's red now. Oh, big fuss over that. Off to the rear is the beautiful Thames River Walk. It's all lit up. It's really nice looking. Everything looks great.
We're gonna take a little selfie here. Hey, say cheese.
Cheese.
There's
Big Ben lit up.
And there's Big Ben right there. Woo! Look at that. It's green Big Ben. It's amazing. A little bit rainy right now. A little bit cold. It's about 10 o'clock at night. But we still feel... It's actually warmer now than it was in the morning, believe it or not. So we are having a good time. Looks like the London Eye has shut down. We never did get on it. Probably won't. The line was really long, but anyway, I'll leave you kids to do that. Love you.
What time is nighttime, Dad?
We don't know what time nighttime is, but apparently the girl thinks that nighttime is way past 10. We were looking at the bus schedules, and it said some buses run only at night. We're like, is it night yet? And this girl at the bus stop was like, oh no, can't be night yet. Try 1 or 2 in the morning.
All right, here we are on our last day in London, and things are going very smoothly. We are out looking for the changing of the guard today. We're right in front of Marble Arch. That's an interesting looking arch. Wonder what that's about, but it looks amazing. We're heading over to Victoria Station, and then we're gonna go to Buckingham Palace, and probably visit a few other sites too, before departing for the English countryside. Fancy coach. We're in the Royal Mews, where they have the horses and the wagons. I don't call this a wagon. It's like solid gold wagon, but it's spectacular.
Here's a coach. This is the Royal State Coach. It's over 250 years old. Look at it. Drawn by 8 horses. There's Monique in awe. Woo! Hi Tina, we are here. The Trevi Fountain was closed, as we told you, and we really couldn't find a great fountain to throw our coins in because the one in front of the Excedra didn't seem to have any coins. So we waited until we got to here, Buckingham Palace, on Changing of the Guards Day. And there's a beautiful fountain down there, with lots of coins in it, and obviously people make wishes, and our wish today is for 30 more years of happiness, and thank you for thinking of us. They're the Changing of the Guard, Buckingham Palace. Very cool cavalry coming in. I think this is the household cavalry. We're gonna go to their museum. These are the actual colors. This is an actual flag that was flown in the victory, the British victory at Waterloo over Napoleon. It was actually an Allied victory at Waterloo. But here we go. This is a Guards flag that was in the battle. Waterloo. Look at this. They're going through the gates.
And they stay there all day.
Do they really?
Yeah. They stay there all day until they're changed again. These guys come in on break now.
Oh my gosh. There were horses standing in there?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is crazy.
Start clearing the car!
Household Cavalry Museum. The Household Cavalry is the horse guard of the monarchy. We just saw them change the horse guards. Look at this. there's a couple of gates that they stand in for the Household Cavalry Museum, and these horses actually stand here for hours before being changed again. And the horses are really mean, so you gotta see that sign. You gotta stay away from them, or they're gonna chomp you. We saw some video of those horses just rearing back and chomping things. So it's serious business. But this is amazing, and they will just stand there for a couple of hours before being relieved.
Yes, Dad is driving on the wrong side of the road.
Well,
say hi.
Hi. We're not really on the wrong side of the road right now. At least it doesn't seem that way. Oh, the exits do go to the left, which I'm clinging to because we have to exit to the M3. Look at my car. It's a Vauxhall something or other. Vectra. It's a Vauxhall Vectra. It's actually pretty cool. And show him the stick shift. Yeah, that's right. That just happened. I'm shifting backwards and I'm clutching backwards. It seems very natural, actually.
It's because you're left-handed.
Yeah, so here we are. We're on a 2-hour drive out to Dorchester, and it's going really well. I'm not snapping at Monique, and she's doing a great job helping me. We're just helping each other, passing lorry drivers. They're killing prostitutes, and the car is driving great. The clutch, brake, and gas pedal, in case you were wondering, are all in exactly the same place. Left clutch, middle brake, right gas pedal. So all that's just the same. It's just you do use a different hand, your left hand to shift, which you get used to really fast. So we just went through the famous timed speed checks where they time your average speed, and everybody was going exactly 50 miles an hour. So those speed checks work. They completely control how fast everybody goes. So we're just we're not even exceeding the speed limit by 1 mile an hour. I got cruise control working, so we're just cruising along at exactly 50. And we are probably an hour and a half away from our destination. Yes, here we are in the beautiful countryside of Dorset. This is the English countryside made famous by the English author and poet Thomas Hardy. He lived all over this place, and we are going to head down to the Jurassic Coast. It's called the Jurassic Coast because you can walk along the beach and collect fossils. So we're going to try and find some. They say you can pick up all you want, and take them with.
We'll bring home a fossil.
We'll try to bring you home some Jurassic fossils. Hey, this is the seaside seaside town of Weymouth. This is where we're at, and it is called the Jurassic Coast because you walk along the beach here, and well, maybe not here, but there are many beaches nearby where you can find fossils in the rocks, pick them up, take them. I think I mentioned that already, and we are just going to walk a little bit along Weymouth. Look at this port. Oh my gosh. Look at this town. This is so classic British. And off in that direction, the English Channel. Over there are white cliffs, chalk cliffs.
Normandy's that way somewhere.
Normandy's that way somewhere. That's Portland. What Portland was named after, Portland's namesake. And we're going to find out a lot about this stuff.
Here we are, we're driving through a real British port town of Weymouth. Very cool looking, and yes, lots of one-way streets here. How's driving been?
Driving is good. I have no problem driving wherever.
Along the coast.
There's the Jubilee Tower that Prince Edward put up for his queen, his mom, Victoria. Apparently she liked Weymouth. There's a statue of her looking at Weymouth. This Portland Castle, don't know anything about it. It's just a tiny little thing here on the spit of land known as Portland, and we're gonna actually go around Portland and look at something more interesting. Portland Castle is closed right now, so.
Has it been driving?
You've asked me that before. I mean, it's easy. Come on.
Oh.
Not that big a deal. What?
What do you think of the countryside?
She's probably saying, oh, when are you going to admit you were in the wrong lane? Yes, it did happen once. I was in the wrong lane. And yes, we almost crashed head on into another car, but yeah, I caught it in time. We're here at the Tank Museum, and we are waiting for a tank to get out of the way to park. Yes, there's literally a tank in the way of this stupid caravan, and we can't get through. So yeah, they drive tanks around here all the time. There's a nice tank right there. Oh, there he goes. You can hear him. Whoa! There's a tank right there. And you can drive the tanks in the summer. Wow, look at that tank all torn up. It's like an anti-tank gun. That's what tanks do to anti-tank guns. All right, we're gonna go in now. Well, if you thought that maybe this museum only had a couple of tanks, yeah, we got to get through this warehouse full of perfect, pristine tanks to get to the Afghanistan. Look at that, that's a Panther behind me. And we have to ignore all these right now because we've got to go to the Afghanistan section because they're going to close that down at 3 p.m. So we want to get a really good run on all of the sections. So we've got our little Afghanistan, they've got a little question and answer sheet. You've got to get the answers to the questions by walking through and watching the videos and stuff. So it's going to be really hard to walk by all these magnificent tanks and get to a different section to start off right.
The Russians have decided they were going to stand on instead of Eurolax. Because the chiefs here they decided they were going to do.
Yep.
First tank ever created was Little Willie. Surviving Mark II in the entire world.
This tank, the Flying Scotsman, is actually a female tank. The difference being is armament. Male tanks are 2 6-pounder guns on either side, 3 machine guns. Female tanks.
It's very steampunk.
A tank like this, which has a small amount of firepower, a small amount of armor protection, and the utility of balance.
That's a Bren carrier.
This is the ancestor of the Bren carrier.
Okay. Panzer II right here. This is our first German tank.
This, of course, is a German Panzer II tank. And it's classed really as a light tank. And if you compare it to this, it's a light tank.
So much better than the British light tank of the time.
Cheap and quite sort of simple on production line, but not very thick. The arm of this is all welded, and it's twice as thick. Then you've got the weapons. That is a couple of machines.
This British tank was completely outclassed by the German Mark II tank behind us in the first battles of World War II, and Britain realized they had to do it something differently. It's a great photo right there of Germans going through the Ardennes. Look at this, look at how big the Tiger is. I'm going to see if I can...
This was the most big tank in World War II. And if you had the miraculous opportunity to spy the account of one of these, it was so demoralising that every tank you saw, you immediately thought it was because it was
Panzer IIIs were not bad.
This is where Germany started over-engineering everything, just showing off their prowess.
There's a Panzer III. These are three. Yes.
This is something that Valentine could just about get away with destroying.
Look at the MG38 on top.
Now,
Oh
what
my
we have
gosh.
to do is basically all of our
That's fantastic.
would then take part in the fight. When one of these was in the area, that wasn't exactly the best. Not only is the shell has a range of 2,000 metres, it penetrates 4 inches worth of steel in 2,000 metres. We didn't even have a tank that was thick enough. It wasn't even 100 mil. The front of this vehicle was 4 inches thick. Was mainly due to the running out of petrol, or just breaking down. They were told to destroy their tank and they couldn't retrieve it from the battlefield. This one wasn't destroyed for a very good reason. The commander was really the only person with enough authority to actually destroy the vehicle. And he was bleeding quite a lot, so they thought, well, we better get him to the hospital first. The tank will be alright. However, 48th RTR came back the next day, found it completely abandoned and removed the shell. We laid claim that this became the first Tiger to be completely captured intact by the Allies. The Russians had earlier in the year, but they kind of blown it up quite badly. So once they found a cargo ship big enough, it was shipped back here, sent to a place just outside of London called the School of Tank Technology, where we tried to find a weak spot on it that would be reliable information to send to the front line, to the tank crew, to say this is where you've got to aim on the vehicle, and we couldn't really find anything. And then in 1951 it came to the Tank Museum, it's been with us ever since.
Now all of these tanks, all of the tanks we see in here are in running order?
Yes, this is the only running Tiger one in the entire world. There's only 7, and this is the only running one. It was completely restored. It took 14 years to restore it completely. A complete range wreck.
A little oil pan under there.
Because the turret was taken off. So it took 14 years, and people literally flocked from all over the world just to see this tank, even coming as far as New Zealand just to see that tank.
And so what did he do when it didn't look tigery enough?
Oh, you thought, oh, we might as well use it, we've got it here.
Oh gosh.
Perhaps he was thinking it was the slightly bigger Tiger 2 version, which would have been a little bit inaccurate.
We're talking about the Fury
that you can see on
producer.
This is genuine. This is a bullet version of the T-74.
This is a real Panther right here.
A slightly smaller version of this gun, 75mm velocity. As you can see, sloped armour, not only on the hull, but the turret. The only problem with this is, yes, it was very imprinted.
And here they keep extras in a warehouse nearby that you can come in and look at them. They don't know the value of these tanks yet. Sometimes they keep them in this warehouse to determine, how valuable they are or how unique they are before they move them into the main museum. But there's a lot of interesting stuff here. Including some ancient things. See, when you walk in, 2 amazing tanks worthy of the price of admission. This is the Hetzer, a German tank made in Czechoslovakia, and we use this a lot in our gaming. It's a very fast, great moving tank, low and hard hit, and next to it is the Jagdpanther, the giant Jagdpanther built on a Panther chassis, a Tiger II chassis, and just with a giant 88 double long gun, and was just amazing foe, but did have to be aimed by the driver turning.
You have 3 rounds. Watch and shoot.
And they have a great example here of my absolute favorite half-track of the war. Look at the design of this German half-track. How utterly scary and Star Warsy it is. I mean, look at the angles on the containing vehicle, and how the front of the truck looks fantastic. I mean, it's just incredible. And we're going to take a look at the inside. I can't climb on it, but I can see inside. Maybe steering wheel and stuff like that. But this is great against small arm fire at a distance, and you can see how thick the metal is. I mean, that'll stop a rifle bullet at longer distances. So very safe. Look at that. Very safe entry, and just an amazing vehicle. Tiger 2, giant, rough, huge. The thing I never knew that I learned here is, notice the lines on this hull. I always thought that these lines were there because this metal was hastily cut out and rolled. But you know what? That's not what it is. This hull is covered with a sort of putty that is anti-magnetic. And so the magnetic mines that the Allies would rush up and plant on the hulls to blow them up would not stick. M10, the open-topped tank destroyer that the Americans use when you're playing war games, this is pretty much the best tank to use on the American side as far as you need to get a kill. This is the amazing 55-mile-an-hour Greyhound that the Americans use as a reconnaissance armored car. Very, very cool. World War II war games, one of my favorite little toys that you can see in the battlefield is right here. I've never seen one in real life. Here we have the Goliath. Left a bit, right a bit, and boom. This is the first robot bomb in history. It is a remote-controlled tank that the Germans would drive to blow up vulnerable positions. And they would just drive their Goliath using their remote control, and then boom. And then, yeah, here you have a picture of the German remote control. Look at that. I was hoping to see one of these. This is my absolute favorite German armored car. I'm going to see if I can back up and get a good shot of it. This is a 234, and this has a stubby little gun on it. They had a lot of different gun mountings on this car, but this is a fantastic cross-country beast. Meant to travel anywhere fast. This has only a top speed of 50 miles an hour, so the American armored car beats it, but this has better armor and a lot more flexibility. Here is the Soviet KV-1. It's pretty giant. You can see the engine there. Anyway, the T-34 was better, but this tank was also very effective in the early stages of the war. There you see in Russian, from the women of Russia to the front, I think is what it says. This beast, Monique, walk in front of this tank so we have an idea of how giant it is. I know the pictures aren't going to do this justice, but yeah, these beasts are unbelievably big. And this is one German tank. This is the Jagdtiger, certainly the biggest tank I've seen so far today. It's unbelievable. There's no way this could be very effective when you have to aim by moving the treads, because a warden of the museum was a tank driver, and he gave us the lowdown on how you move tanks around and how you steer and stuff. It's not easy. So, and this has some more of that rubberized ridges that are anti-magnetic mines. This is the American M9A1 half-track, the most manufactured half-track of the war. Certainly, you see it in every every ding-dang movie about World War II you'll ever watch. But the thing that knocked us out was...
Israel uses them.
This was used till the year 2000 by some countries. Claimed to be Israel. This is a real Panzer IV. It looks beautiful, in beautiful trim, and this is the heavy lifter for the Germans in World War II. This probably was responsible for more battle time than any other tank. Oh, by the way, just walking by here, look at this. A turret that has been blown apart by a shell. 1940, Britain was so desperate for tanks and defenses of any kind for the homeland because they thought they were going to be invaded. They built trucks out of concrete. This is, yes, a concrete Tina. This is the actual uniform worn by Grady Travis in Fury. And here's some of the prosthetics. I don't remember somebody getting stabbed, but apparently Brad Pitt stabbed somebody, and this is the guy. This is the prosthetics to the guy who gets stabbed. The Fury tank is usually here, but it's out for maintenance today. No big loss, but it would have been nice to see it. His script, Tina, maybe you can see some of those words. For Fury. And there's the mock-up of... it was a German square they set up. Actually, it all happened in Hertfordshire. And I don't know where Hertfordshire is, but I can tell you that the place that we're staying, Dorset in England, bears a lot on World War II history. Standing in front of the Fury set, they actually brought some of the pieces of the Fury set, look at that, in here, and this was actually used in the movie. This is awesome. And a lot of these props are props you see right out of the movie. The guys who drove the tanks work at this museum. The celebrities of Dorset is T.E. Lawrence, also known as Lawrence of Arabia, who whipped up the Arabs to fight back against the Turks and take their land back in the first half of the 20th century. He loved riding his motorcycles. This is one of his motorcycles. After he became world famous as Lawrence of Arabia, and you'll see Sir Laurence Olivier portraying him as Lawrence of Arabia, both of whom, by the way, are buried in Westminster Abbey. He moved back here to Dorset. I think he moved back to Yeovil or Dorchester, and no, it was a smaller village. Maybe 1 month after he moved back here, he was killed riding his motorcycle on one of these Dorset roads. In the Acorn pub, made famous by Thomas Hardy in his Test of the D'Urbervilles, and they have a board called the Yard of Ale Records. It's 2.5 pints in a certain amount of time. Anyway, these folks here have a dog who was on the Yard of Ale charts, the only dog on the Yard of Ale charts, and some Canadian girl tried to drink 2.5 pints, could barely get through any of it, and they poured it into a dog bowl, and these guys had a dog who drank it in 1:05 minutes. And
minute 4?
A minute 4.
We'll take a minute off him.
A minute 4, and is on the Yard of Ale charts. All right, here we are. We've arrived in Dublin, and we are currently trying to set up our bus transfer and maybe a hop-on, hop-off bus tour. Since we're only going to be here a little while, I think we can get a 2-day hop-on, hop-off bus tour for like 30 euros each. So we're going to try to go for that. Nice. How does that taste?
Actually, it tastes better than American beer.
Oh.
Yes, much better.
I tried to convince you.
It's much better.
And we have witnesses.
Oh my.
So those guys who were just here in the Irish pub were razzing us, and you know they were all over Monique trying to you know get more information about her. And when I was at the bar ordering for her, anyway, she took a picture with them, and you'll see the pictures and stuff. But anyways, they got up and I said, "What do you guys do?" And they were all coy, and they said, "Coal miner." And I said, "No, you're not." And finally, they admitted they were the English rugby team in town to play Ireland.
And I promised I'd down the drink if they took a picture with me, and it's all gone now.
In one go.
In one go.
Yes, we're doing the bus tour thing.
Down of the 1860s. Also on the right hand side, Christ Church dates back to the year 1038. That was the year the Vikings built a wooden church on the site. Built in stone by the Anglo-Normans after they conquered Dublin in the 12th century. Leader of that Norman arrival was originally Clare, also known as Strongbow, and he's buried in the century where St. Patrick, the patron saint of Ireland, baptised converts to Christianity. Now this owned by the Anglican Church of Ireland, Jonathan Swift, who wrote Gulliver's Travels. He was the Dean of St. Patrick's in the 18th century.
Here we are in Guinness, the Guinness, I don't know, storage center. They have a huge walk-through museum and display where they give you some free Guinness at the end. And actually, we're about to pour our Guinness. You can pour it yourself, or you can go up to the top and see a view of Ireland all around the Guinness factory. And we're probably going to do that. Hey, Monique, say hi. Say hi.
Reach to right, just straighten up the glass. Sit there. And when you reach the top of the heart, just turn on the tap nice and low. There you go. And on the track.
At the top of Guinness, there's a 360-degree glass bar where you can see all of Dublin, all around us. Really, actually quite neat. And there we're behind us. We're in the middle of Dublin. This is Connolly Street, a very famous street in Dublin, and behind us you can see the Spire. It's just a big stabby thing that sticks up from the street. We're gonna get close to it and really see it, but it's really tall. Isn't that amazing? And it's cold. It's a nice little room in Ireland we got for one night. I mean, $50, $60, whatever. It's gonna do just fine. One of the distinctive sights here in Dublin is this heart-shaped bridge, which we still don't yet know the name of, and we're gonna find out. This is the old mill. This is where we're kind of settling down, maybe having a bite to eat tonight in Dublin. It has really cheap beer and drinks. I'm taking a sip of my first harp. I've never had a harp before. This is obviously named after the bridge or whatever. This is a Dubliner lager. You can taste it. That's good. Morning Dublin. This is what we look like after we have no bathroom products. I had to borrow a hair gel from the front desk, and we're going to see what a Dublin breakfast looks like.
Good morning.
It is Friday morning, and we're in Dublin, and I guess you can see the Spire behind me. It's a beautiful morning. We brought good weather everywhere we've gone in Europe. Everybody says that wherever we've gone, it's horrible this time of year. Why did you come? And we don't understand why it's really good right now.
Yep.
So
It usually rains, and yeah, and you see it right now. It's sunny, so.
it's been a great vacation, and we're really looking forward to seeing everybody at home. Love you, kids.
Love
See you
guys.
soon. All right, we're here at the top of St. Michael's Tower, which is right next to Christ Church Cathedral. Actually, it's joined by a Gothic bridge, which we're going to walk through after we're done here. What we learned here at St. Michael's, I'll let Monique tell you.
The Vikings settled here. They had most of Dublin was really tiny, and yeah, it's very interesting.
So Dublin is more of a Viking town.
More of a Viking town.
We never knew that.
Yep.
So Dublin was formed by Vikings and populated by Vikings for hundreds and hundreds of years before the Normans took over, yes. And later King Henry VIII really asserted his power over the various kings of the area.
One prisoner went over the wall in the 1880s, made a rope, climbed over, made his way to Newcastle, England, and was rearrested 7 months later, still wearing his uniform. The easiest way to escape was to pay the guards, and that was the first escape in 1796. The guards were paid, they gave the prisoners the keys, and the prisoners just walked out the front door, you came in, but the guards actually ended up as prisoners in the jail because of that.
Okay, so that's it. We are done with Dublin, on our way out on the airport bus, and we just got out of Kilmainham prison, and very sobering and depressing, really. Another prison. I swear we've seen prisons in every single city we visited. We saw the Tower of London, all right? We saw the Venice prison, and did we see a prison in Rome?
No.
There was a prison in Rome. We didn't go visit it, though. So, anyway, on our way to the plane back to Exeter, and then off to a fun day or two in Dorset. An hour and 15 minutes. We're back in our hotel room from the Exeter airport to unknown little town called Evershot in Dorset, and we had no map, and we made no wrong turns. We navigated these crazy single-lane country highways all the way back, full speed, no wrong turns. I'm really proud of that achievement. This is the Borough Gardens in Dorchester. We're taking a walk around beautiful Dorchester, which is kind of the county seat of Dorset, the capital of Dorset, if you will. And we found this wonderful workout gym right in the gardens. So, never seen anything like it. Here at the Moundbury Rings in Dorchester, it is a 4,500-year-old mound of rings created by ancient Celtics, used as, you can see how deep it is, used as an amphitheater by Romans, and later as a fort by parliamentarians during the Civil War. We didn't expect to find this here, but it's very interesting.
And used during the spring and summertime by the locals for local concerts.
That's right, local concerts. Here's not a great view of Dorchester in the distance. Dorchester is actually very beautiful and Victorian and all that. In this Roman townhouse that is in Dorchester, just sitting here on the edge of town, there are still mosaics on the ground from the Roman townhouse. It would have looked like this inside. It's quite amazing to think that this dates back to the 4th century. Oh wow, look at that. Look at that. And they just dug this up. Somebody had let this get buried in dirt back at the fall of Rome in about the 400s or 500s. And just stayed under the dirt all that time to be dug up by archaeologists later in Dorchester. This is Thomas Hardy's study, completely moved and reproduced in the Dorset museum, and everything you see here was in Thomas Hardy's study on the day he died, including the calendar at the desk set to the day he died. This is the inside of the Acorn Pub, where I've spent a lot of my time here in Dorset. It's got a little record where people drank 2.5 pints of ale in a certain amount of time. I don't think I'm going to try that tonight, but I don't see any recent U.S. names on there, but it is awesome. What are you laughing at?
You keep trying to break your glass, banging it onto the table.
I do? All right. Well, this is the end. We are flying back today. We're sitting in Heathrow Airport and waiting for our gate to be posted. But it was our final drink in Europe. It's been a great time. An incredible time. And everything went really well. Really smooth. I mean, even the speed bumps turned out to be blessings in disguise. Yeah. Even things we did wrong turned out right. So here's to everybody who watched all of this footage, and here's to my beautiful wife of 30 years.